Now, Mark Sumner, writing at Coase, article, there's a strategy behind Trump's madness, and it's already much later than you think. The news that Donald Trump is openly feeding classified information to Devin Nunes, you heard about that. Should be upsetting. It not only represents a complete upending of the standard relationship between the executive branch and the legislative branch, but it's just one aspect of a threat that Trump has set down brick by brick until it has America poised on the edge of a cliff that many don't even seem to realize is in front of us. God damn it! Oh! And that is the absolute inability to get at the truth due to a gross disparity in the availability of information. This may sound technical or even picayune. It's not. In any conflict, there's one factor that is certain to destroy any possibility of a fair resolution, and that is asymmetrical information. I tell the truth, you tell lies about the same issue. Asymmetrical information is just what it sounds like. It's when one side of a conflict has more or better information than the other. That information gives that side an advantage in both tactics and strategy. Now look at what Trump and this filthy pig Attorney General William Barr are doing and have been doing step by step for months. Trump hasn't voluntarily provided a witness to Congress since Democrats took control of the House in January. He hasn't turned over one page of documentation. Instead, Trump has ordered witnesses not to obey requests from the legislative branch, then to ignore congressional subpoenas, then to ignore contempt citations. Trump has even extended this denial to former members of his staff, to members and former members of other areas of the executive branch far removed from direct contact with his office, and to members of his goddamn transition team. In addition to denying Congress witnesses or documents subpoenaed along with those witnesses, Trump has sued Congress to prevent the release of his personal information. He has continued to challenge the outcomes of those lawsuits. And he's ordered members of his cabinet and their staff to ignore the law. Mark writes, should the situation ever reach the point where the Supreme Court orders Trump to produce the information, there's little doubt about what he'll do. After all, this week has been a vivid reminder that according to the Department of Justice, Donald Trump cannot be indicted. So why should he listen to any court? Should any of the witnesses Congress is seeking to interview ever be found in contempt, Trump has an answer for that. He can pardon them, just as he has his other friends and political supporters. Or Barr can claim privilege. In any case, nobody's talking. Can you fucking believe this? At the same time, Barr has expanded on Trump's already expansive view of executive privilege. And that's including throwing a blanket over all sources of the materials that went into the Mueller report. Nobody can see it. And even over the sort of ordinary data from agencies that was previously given to Congress as a matter of course. Nobody can see it. Air pollution, ground pollution, global warming, chemical fuck-ups, people dying on the job, airplanes that crash. The result is that Congress is starved for information. Does the House seem indecisive and confused? Is there a frustrating schism within the Democratic Party? Yes. That's because they're walking around in the dark, absolutely unable to get the information that helps them make decisions. Cautious representatives used to checking every box in triplicate before making a move feel suffocated by the lack of data. and frightened by the willingness of others to jump forward. In short, they're afraid it's all a trap from Trump and Barr, and it could be. Because they don't have the information they want, members of Congress, and because Barr can create any information he wants. Barr can create, along with Trump, and this fucker Mitch McConnell, the three of them can create anything they want and put it out there, and there's no one to check it. If the media do, they are accused of being fake, liars, deceivers. Trump has authorized Barr to look at all classified information, no matter the context, and to share that information with whomever Barr pleases. Trump explicitly included sharing information with Republicans in Congress, such as this pig-fucking Devin Nunes. Devin Nunes. Because Barr is authorized to release whatever he wants, he can select the bits and pieces that support Trump, leaving any information that might be harmful to Trump hidden. Like the Ministry of Truth. William Barr running the Ministry of Truth. The result is a massive imbalance of information. Not only do Trump and Barr hold all the cards, according to Mark Sumner, they own the places where the cards are printed. The ability to selectively release any information out of context is indistinguishable from the ability to simply make shit up. If you can flood the media, social media, whatever, with any information you want, why go to the trouble? Just make stuff up. Put that out there. That's what William Barr, this fucking pig, who heads the Department of Justice, like the Ministry of Truth. Trump, Barr, or anyone they are feeding information to can make any claim without being disputed. They can make any claim they want against anyone. If Barr were to announce tomorrow that the Department of Justice Inspector General's report found that James Comey, Andrew McCabe, Peter Strzok, and others were involved in a deep state conspiracy against Trump, how could it be disputed? Where would anyone turn for the truth? Are you getting this? Are you fucking understanding what has been written here by Mark Sumner at Coast? Do you get this? Do you realize while we're focused on other superfluous bullshit about Trump, the entire rule of law is disintegrating? If Nunes were to hold a press conference and say he had information connecting the Democratic campaign of 2018 straight to the Kremlin, how could it be countered? Would the House issue subpoenas? Would the Department of Justice take action? And if Nunes does decide to release that kind of bullshit, he'll go straight to that little cocksucker Sean Hannity. Trump cocksucker. He'll go right to Hannity. And that ignorant little prick will sit there and just pump Nunes like he was pumping his old lady. Just, ah, give me more. Ah! This asymmetrical information war has already proceeded very nearly to the point where the truth is whatever Nunes says it is. Nunes? Which is whatever Barr says it is. Which is whatever Trump says it is. because they've completely isolated any source of information that might counter their claims. There's nobody around. Dan Coates is gone now. And anyone thinking that a legal appeal might finally get some White House staffer's butt into a seat after a contempt charge might want to consider this. Fully 1/4 of all appeals court judges were selected by Trump. How did Trump select 25% of all appellate court judges in the space of less than 3 years? The dirty fucking Soviet or Russian agent Mitch McConnell, the Russian asset Mitch McConnell. It's almost as if Mitch McConnell had been sitting on all the nominations for years before the 2016 election so that Trump could quickly grab control of the courts. It's almost as if that's true because it is true. That's exactly what Mitch McConnell has done. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcasts. You have your choice. You can listen to the ranting with the audio podcast or listen and watch me lose control with a video podcast subscription. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.